Great Wednesday morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Cesar Mascoro Jr. in with Manufactured Home Sales Mastery, in with our 15 Minutes to Mastery segment, live from the Greenbrier out here in West Virginia, where I'm still at today. I'll be out here through today, fly out back home to San Antonio today, this later on this afternoon. But, doing the last one from inside the Greenbrier, and this place is just, it's amazing. It's just awe-inspiring, and to know the history of it, and just walking through this place, it you can't help be inspired to do bigger and better things. And that's why today I wanted to come in and talk about that, thinking and acting audaciously big, because this place is audacious for sure. Okay, and I want to tell you a little bit more about that. But Ben Carson had a great quote that says, "By thinking big, we can transform our world." By thinking big, we can transform our world. And that's so very true when you stop and put some thought into that. Because here's the thing. This place was built, at least it started to get built in 1776. Okay. And even before then, okay, to think of a country that just got out of the revolution 2 years prior, and then to build something like this, it's amazing. It was huge for its time, right? But even just being in it, to walk in here in 20-foot, 25-foot ceilings, huge window casings and door casings, and just the amount of work that went into this is just incredible. And of course, it's got the hidden bunkers on the west wing of it. It just there's so much about it. And so when you stop to think about that and you apply it to our own lives, and we start to think about the ability for us to think big, the responsibility that we have to think big. For those of you in manufactured home sales that watch this, okay, I'm sitting in one of these rooms in here. It's so cool, man. I'm sorry, but anyway, I talk about this a lot, which is not everyone can show up to their place of employment any day specifically and say, you know what, today I'm going to make $2,000 extra. Today I'm going to make $10,000 extra. Not most people can do that, but those of you in manufactured home sales can, right? Because depending on the home you sell, depending on what the commission structure is, that's what you could be making by selling a house today. And so with that being said, that also opens up the opportunity for you to do big things within your life, for you to do big things within your community, whatever it is that you feel that you want to do. But it starts first with thinking big. And so I want to address that. I want to address the fact that, how does someone in their mind think up something like this? Okay. I started in architecture in high school, and that's what I thought. That's the route I thought I was going to take when I got out of school, high school. And I wound up in sales, right? Somewhere along the way. But I've always enjoyed architecture. I love architecture, and just to think of how to come up with this design and what it would have taken to be just to envision this and then put it down on paper and then construct it. What's the same principles that apply to what we can do within our own lives, within our own goals, is to stop, think about it, think big, put it down on paper, and then go make it happen. It's the same exact thing. And the great thing about it is, with us, for us in manufactured home sales, those goals, those visions, those dreams could be huge because of the amount of income that can be made within this industry that most people don't understand, don't really know about. Because as I describe it all the time, it's a hidden gem of an opportunity. Most people are not aware of the amount of money that is in this industry and what you can do with it. And because of that, with that comes a huge responsibility, right? But I want to get into, what do we need to do in order to be able to think big, and why should we be thinking big, and things of that nature, right? So I've got a few notes here for you that I want to go over. And first and foremost, it starts, most people do not think big because they set their own limitations. Okay. You have these self-imposed limitations that you feel that you're not going to be able to get this done. You think that maybe some people are going to think they're going to talk badly about you, whatever it may be. You've got to set that aside. You cannot be, or maybe you come, like for myself, you come from an upbringing where you didn't have much. It took me a very long time to expand my vision. And I reference this all the time, but I'm so grateful for a sophomore teacher that I had, my English teacher, Mr. Cortez, who inspired me to really start to think of what I wanted to accomplish with my life, right? It started right there. But we have to be able to stop limiting ourselves. We need to stop putting these, stop being practical, so to speak, right? And thinking that we can't do this, we can't do that. It's really up to you what you can or can't do, but you have to break free of those self-imposed limitations first and foremost. Okay, and don't worry about what other people are going to think. Oh, well, why are you even? You shouldn't even be dreaming about that. You shouldn't be dreaming about this. Those are just that's something that can't be done. They're putting their own limitations on you when they do that, right? So break free of those limitations. Don't worry about what other people are going to say, and go and unleash your full potential. Understand that each and every day that you show up to the office, you can accomplish each and every one of those huge goals that you have for yourself. But you have to believe. You have to start with the belief yourself. Okay. But you can't make any of that happen. You're not going to be able to make any of that happen without taking on the responsibility of the work that comes with it. And that's another reason why a lot of folks do not think big, right? They wish they could do this. They wish they could do that. And they can. But the reason they don't, the reason that most people do not, is because they are not willing to put in the work, or they think they are. They think they're going to, and that's great. And they get started and then they stop. They run into an obstacle and they stop. Something didn't come out exactly how they wanted it to turn out, or it got scary because, oh my gosh, you know, so and so is not liking what we're doing, or it got scary because I haven't really gotten any business, and oh my gosh, I'm running out of money. And I get it. All those things are very real, but they can't be the things that stop you. You have to keep going. The whole idea here is to not stop. You've got to put in the work every day. Okay. That you definitely can't stop. But it's not just good enough to sit here and withstand all the punches and not fight back. You have to be fighting back every day. When you put in the work, that's you fighting back against all the obstacles, because there will be more losses than there will be more wins. There will be more failures than there are going to be successes. But that consistency is what gets you there, right? So you've got to commit to that massive action. It's massive action, a whole bunch of work, a whole bunch of work. There's no difference between you and any other huge successful person out there. None whatsoever. Do some people come from money? Yes, but somebody somewhere along the line in that family had to start from nothing. Somewhere, it could be generations before that, but somewhere, someone along the line started from zero and built what you see today, or built whatever that person, whoever that person is, that they benefit from, right? So you could be that person. It just takes the work. You have to understand that it takes work. But people like Jeff Bezos with Amazon, right? I've used the example of Steve Jobs and what he did with Apple in creating it into the biggest cultural icon that there is or has been, right? Just Elon Musk and the thoughts that this guy has. And then he puts in the work, puts in the action behind it. It's not enough to just say, this is what I want to do, or this is what I think can happen. You have to put in the work behind it. And guess what? It's going to be years. There's going to be years of that work. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be something that's a week, a month, 2 months. It may be several years. We're 14 months into Manufactured Home Sales Mastery, and we are just at the point where we've got the revenue that will keep us going and growing. But we're nowhere near where we want to be. This second year of our business, now we increase and we grow and we keep growing. But it's steps. It's those steps that you've got to take, right? But it cannot work. It will not work unless you put in the work. So get rid of your limitations. Don't put anybody's don't take anybody's burdens on you. Don't let anyone impose their limitations on you because they are not willing to do the work. Think big, but understand there's going to be work associated with it, right? Every day, every day. But we have a huge responsibility to do as much as we can because not many people can show up to their office and do what I just said and say that today I'm going to make an extra $2,000, $3,000, $10,000. Not most people can do that, and you can. All right. So the top 5 ways to be able to think big and act big. Okay. Take massive action. First and foremost, let's run through these. Okay. Because I think it's very important that you understand this. So if you've got your notes, grab your notes. First and foremost, you've got to expand your vision. You have to understand that. If you are a person who is humble, comes from humble upbringing, maybe didn't have much growing up, I feel you, I understand, but that does not stop you from thinking big. And if you can't do it, just like with your customers, when you start asking them, hey, well, what kind of house are you trying to get? And they're telling you, I don't know. I won't know until I see it. Well, I won't know until I see it. You won't know until you see it. So how do you expand your vision? Go out and look at these things. Go out and look at high-end cars. And I'm not trying to make this about material things, but these bigger things. Go and experience places like the Greenbrier in your area. Things that you just consider to be over the top. Go there. Be in the moment and stop to think. How did someone envision this? What would it have been like to be in this place in the early 1900s? What would it have been like to be part of the hustle and bustle that was the Greenbrier when it was just happening? And not to say it's not happening now. I mean, there's tons of families here. It's crazy. There's 55 activities that go on each and every day at this place. I mean, I haven't even seen the whole complex because there's so much to it. It's amazing. But you have to go and put yourself in those situations. Go look at the cars. Go look at the homes. Look at these things so that you can start to envision and expand your vision, right? Because that will then help you to move on to the next thing, which is set audacious and specific goals. Dream big, put it down on paper. Just write it all out and start to let it sink in. Don't let anyone look at your goals and say, come on, really? You're going to just don't even listen to this. I would even encourage you at the beginning, your goals should be your goals. If you're going to share them with anyone, it's going to be somebody who is better than you. Not your family, not your friends. Don't do that because they will crap all over it. And then they're going to kill your enthusiasm. Until people start noticing that you're accomplishing things, you got to keep your goals to yourself and only share them with those people above you. Reach up to people that are doing what you want to do or at levels that you want to be at, because they will understand that. They will see these things and they will say, yeah, here's what it's going to take for you to do this. As opposed to, come on, man, you got to be really, get your head out of the clouds, all that nonsense. Okay. So set audacious and specific goals. You have to be specific. Exact dollar amounts, the exact brand of or model of car, and what it's going to have, all the details, everything that we ask in the interview, and you try and get as much detail as you can on the house and what they're looking for, how why it's all these things. Be as detailed. Be as detailed in your goals. And this right here, this exercise is going to help you with that, with the interview process. Oh, look at that, every 15 minutes. Doing this is going to help you with the interview process with your customers, because now you're going to understand as you start putting these goals down and you're specific and you're detailed on them, and then you start accomplishing them, you're going to see how that correlates. And now you're going to understand when I tell you that when you're getting all this information from your clients, you need to make sure that you get as much out of them. You peel back the layers, you get them to really open up and just express, because the more that they do that, the more that they're going to work to make it happen. The more that they're going to be open to you being their consultant that's going to help them pick the right home. When you just accept 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, and okay, let's go look, they haven't bought in. They haven't bought in. So you've got to make sure that you're doing that, right? Visualize success. You've heard of vision boards, whatever it takes, man. I keep my goals in the closet where I go every morning to get changed. That way I see them, they're in front of me. And as a matter of fact, it reminds me, I've been traveling so much, I haven't put up this year's goals. I got to put them up because I keep them with me. But you've got to be able to see what you're after daily. I would encourage you, keep a set at your office, on your desk, that you can keep in front of you and see, and keep one at home. But visualize that success so that you can keep yourself focused in on what you're after. And surround yourself, I go back to what I talked about, who you share these things. Surround yourself with a positive support system. Surround yourself with positive support. Those people that will encourage you. Hopefully you've got sales managers, general managers that are doing great things that also are not people that try and keep others down. I've seen those. I've been around those GMs that try not to trying to let you get way above because they start feeling that not envy, but rather concern that you're going to pass them up, right? That's what we should be here. As general managers, I'm speaking to you GMs, you should be there to help your team pass you up. Help them get to that point. Because if you're helping them reach higher goals, you're going to get higher. You're going to go higher. You're going to do more things. But if you're worried and trying to suppress them, keep them down, you're never going to advance yourself. Okay? So understand that. It goes hand in hand. It has to be a win-win. But for those of you that are just starting out or have been in it, you're a housing consultant, I'm telling you, surround yourself with a positive support system. Those people that are going to encourage you, those people that are going to help you, keep you accountable, and that are going to kick you in the butt and say, hey, you're not putting in the work. Hey, you're slacking here. Hey, you're doing that. Be ready for that. If you're serious about reaching these audacious goals, be ready for the accountability. You need the accountability. You need the feedback. You can't get butt hurt. I'm sorry. You can't be bothered by the fact that people will call you out. And if it's people that truly want to see you win, you have to understand they're not calling you out to call you out. They're calling you out to get you back on track. That's it. Don't be offended by it. If you're offended by it, you are not the person yet. You have not yet become the person that deserves to reach those goals, and you won't reach those goals. You won't. You will not reach those goals. You may get a little thing here and there. You may get appointed a certain position because there's nobody else, but you're going to flame out. You're going to struggle because you haven't become the person that you need to be in order to reach those goals. You're going to lose them. You're going to lose them. So if you don't like accountability and you're not open to feedback, you're not ready to go next level. You're just not. And you're not going to. You're going to stay stuck. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to understand. You're going to keep giving up. You're going to keep living that life that you've lived up until now, no matter how big you dream. Okay. And lastly, because I know I've gone way over 15 minutes, you've got to set milestones, bite-sized chunks. Okay. The goal is this. You need to go in steps, right? And take massive action. Start right now. If you are not doing it yet, start it today, the 12th of June. The reason we're going through this right now, one, because I was inspired by this place. I love it. It's even driving me to do even more things and really go after it. Some things that I've been kind of holding back on. I've got to go. I got to go make it happen. Right? But the reason that I'm sharing this with you today is because we're at the middle of June. Next month is July. We're halfway through the year. Where are you right now with regards to your goals that you set at the beginning of the year? And you have to be honest with yourself. You have to be open to the fact that, hey, I'm on it. I'm way past it. And if you're way past it, were those goals too small? Adjust the goals for the second half of the year. Make them even bigger. Go for more. Don't slow down. Well, I'm ahead of the pace. No, freaking go for more. Go for more and decide what you're going to do with that more. Help people. That was money you were, I tell people all the time, hey, that tax money you're going to get back those first 5 years, you weren't getting it before. Take that money, give it to the principal, right? And I'm telling you, that extra money, if you're ahead of your goals and that extra money, you reset your goals for the second half and you make even more. Now make that extra money because you weren't planning on it. Make that extra money to benefit other people. Start becoming that type of person that helps others. If you set a goal where, hey man, I can make an extra $50,000 on top of it, how much help can you give with $50,000? Yes, can you do great things for yourself? Awesome. Yes, you can. But if you already hit those goals that you were after and you're increasing and you're making more for yourself, you can help others. All right. But it takes massive action. So start today. We're doing it in June so that you can reassess the second half of 2024. So we're 21 minutes into our 15 minutes of mastery, but this was a huge topic. Thinking and acting audaciously big. I wish you guys the best. I want every one of you in this industry to do amazing things, to go out there and kick butt each and every day so that you can take your life, your business, your career to a whole new level. And you can do that in the manufacturing home industry as long as you think and act audaciously big. Have a great Wednesday. I'm about to get ready to get out of here so I can get back home, see my family for a few days. I'll be in Orlando next week. If you are in the Orlando area, I'm going to be in Orlando from Tuesday through Friday. Got a couple things going on while I'm out there doing speaking out there and then doing some live training. But I've got a couple days in between all that I can spend some time with your team. And I'd love to come in and visit with your team, whether you're in the community space or in the retail space. We are here to help you. Make it a great Wednesday. And as always, I can't wait to meet you.